Hi friends, it is the day. Today is it, people. The day that we have been waiting for is finally here. One of my most anticipated reads of the year, definitely my most anticipated read of October, is out today, and it's here at my house. I just came back from my bike ride and just opened up my package to see that It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover is here, and let me tell you, I cannot wait to get into this book. So this is the sequel to It Ends With Us, and that was actually the first ever Colleen Hoover book that I read, and it was the second, I think, review on my YouTube channel. So I have just been very excited to get this book, and I really loved It Ends With Us. I know that, as with anything, people are very mixed on how they feel about it, but I was one of the people who really enjoyed it and was kind of emotionally traumatized by that book, and that is what really got me into understanding Colleen Hoover as an author. She really likes to destroy you. So I cannot wait to see what is in these pages. I am nervous because we kind of came around to a happy ending in It Ends With Us. I really hope she doesn't rip it away from us. My hopes are not very high, so we're going to find out together. And I thought that this would be the perfect time to do my first ever reading vlog and kind of bring you along for my journey reading this, because I am going to get into this as soon as possible right now. And I figure we will get cozy, get a coffee, and get into reading. So let's go. All right, you guys, so I have been reading and I have made it to page 114. I was intending to make it to page 100 and give you an update and give you my thoughts on the first 100 pages of the book, but that was in the middle of the chapter and I just could not bring myself to do that. So we are on 114, chapter 13, and I want to share my initial thoughts on this book with you. So it picks up pretty much where we left off with It Ends With Us, which I really appreciate. I'm glad that there wasn't a lot that we had to catch up on, so that was really good. And I'm going to do my best to make this a spoiler-free experience for you because I'm sure that you're going to want to read this too. So this book, like I said, it starts with Atlas and Lily and their conversation at the end of the last book, which left us all wanting to know what's going to happen. And that seems like it's going to be the intent of this book. Actually, in the first few pages, there's something that I wanted to share with you because I wasn't really expecting this to be there. So it is a note from Colleen Hoover, and it says, "Dear reader, this book is a sequel to It Ends With Us and begins right where the first book concluded. For the best reading experience, It Starts With Us should be read second in the 2-book series." So she shares some other thoughts, but that was giving me some hope. Actually, there's something better in there. Wait, are you ready for this? Second to last line. She says, "Lily and Atlas deserve it." Yes, yes they do. Colleen Hoover, do not mess with this girl. Give them the happy ending. I need it. They need it. All right, you guys, so far, so good with their experience. We have pretty much gone into what Lily and Atlas are experiencing from their conversation. So we, in the first couple of pages, are diving into their current lives. And at first I was a little bit confused because it references characters that I didn't remember from the first story. I thought like, oh, great, this is gonna be really confusing. I don't know who these people are. Am I supposed to remember them? It is cleared up pretty much instantly. Maybe that was just me, but I had a hard time remembering who these people were. You'll get there, you'll remember who they are, but we are experiencing Lily and Atlas in trying to decide if they can move forward. Lily has a lot of emotional trauma that she's dealing with. Not only that, she's also in the middle of a divorce, and she also has a daughter with the man that she was married to who abused her. Oh my gosh, It Ends With Us was so emotional. You guys know this. Sorry, I'm going on and on about things I've already told you, but they are trying to dive into those feelings and trying to decide if there's even the opportunity for them to have a relationship or friendship or whatever that looks like. And they talk about their experiences from when they were kids. And they specifically dive into some of Lily's journal entries from when they first became friends and had those experiences together, and that has been really fun. I have really enjoyed watching them or reading about them dive into those journal entries now as adults. It's been really good. So that's all I'm gonna share of the first 100 pages. I hope I haven't shared too much. I will check back in with you around page 200, whatever the next chapter is after that. It's time to do a review. I have just reached page 200. So that is a little more than halfway through the book. I want to say, I think it's like 320 something pages. So we have read a good portion of this book. And if you couldn't tell already, it is actually the next day. I read until I absolutely could not keep my eyes open anymore last night. And now it is time to pick up where I left off. I did read a little bit earlier. So now that I've reached that point, I'm very excited to get into it with you. And also, it is cold where I live today, which is such a nice treat because where I live, it is usually very hot, especially in October. So waking up to it being cold and getting to actually put on a sweater today and to read a new book, one by Colleen Hoover, has just been a fantastic day. I am just so thrilled to be reading this in a cold, cozy atmosphere and sharing it with you. So let's discuss where we're at. Like I said, I am now on page 224. I actually was reading earlier and couldn't quite stop when I hit 200, so I just kept going. Sorry about that. But I am really enjoying this book so far. So we just continue to follow Lily and Atlas and their journey kind of discovering who they are as adults. I mean, they had really traumatic and awful childhoods, both of them. And then the things that they went through in their teenage years, and then Lily's marriage. I don't want to spoil the first book for you. So if you are interested, please go read It Ends With Us. It's a fantastic book. But this book is kind of them dealing with that trauma as adults and continuing their life. I'm not going to share a whole bunch of details because I want you to read it too. And we've been introduced to some new scenarios and characters, and it's been really good. I actually have been getting the feeling that this is a happy story, and I'm really hopeful that it stays this way. But as I've shared before, I don't trust Colleen Hoover. She has broken my heart before. She did it with Ryle in the first book, so I'm just not sure. I keep kind of thinking that at some point, some terrible thing is going to happen. So I'm not sure if I'm ruining the reading experience for myself because I'm not allowing myself to actually be happy for them at this point. I will let you know at the end of the book if you should enjoy their happiness or if she's going to Colleen Hoover us, but I'm just not trusting it yet. So we will see. I really thought that about halfway through, she was just gonna completely throw a wrench in this whole book. That's kind of what happened in the first book. I was so attached to them and loved the characters, and then she ripped it all away. So I'm just not trusting this yet, people. But I will keep you updated, and I've got about 100 pages left to go. I'll check in then. Right, everyone, it's done. 322 pages. I've read it in less than 24 hours, actually, which the only other book that I have finished in less than 24 hours was the first book for this series, It Ends With Us. So that's kind of funny and very fitting, but also lets you know how much I loved both of these books. I'm not going to go into a bunch more detail because I think that I'm going to make another video for you, a full review of the book like I would for any of the other books that I share with you. So be on the lookout for that. I'll share all of the things that I liked, didn't like, characters, plot, all of that kind of stuff in another video. I just really wanted to share my reading experience with you. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Definitely do yourself a favor and pick up this book and read it because it was fantastic. I have so many other thoughts that I will share with you in the coming days. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading vlog. Like I said, it was my very first one, and I just thought it would be super fun to do with this book that so many people have been waiting to get. So I will see you all for the full review soon. Bye.